So, Paper Magic, it's not looking good for Paper Magic right now. The world is in chaos. Well, more specifically, America right now is in chaos. Lots of looting, lots of protesting, and then we have the virus, the pandemic that a lot of people seem to have forgotten about because of how chaotic the world has become. It's looking pretty rough for Paper Magic right now. I imagine that MTG Arena is booming, um, and for good reason. I mean, it's the only way people can play. I'm just worried because there's so much product that's being pushed right now by Wizards of the Coast, and people aren't able to play together unless it's amongst their family, right? Because how are you going to social distance when you're playing games? Even when local game stores open up, if these measures are taken for an extreme amount of time, what are they going to have to? How are you going to shuffle your opponent's deck, right? I guess you wear gloves, but what if you cough in your hand? You have your mask. They're going to have screens up between each players. Now, I mean, some of the measures that they'll have to take are pretty extreme, so it's going to wear on the MTG community. The local game stores near me are actually finally starting to open up, but they don't have the play side opened up. It's just for specifically purchases and buy list orders. So you have to go wait in a line, and you can't window shop. There'll be no browsing. You can't go around and look at some of the dual lands and power nines and say, ooh, I might want to, yeah, that looks pretty good. No, it's like you gotta right away know what you want, go inside, tell the cashier, they grab it, ring it up for you, and that's it. So they can have limited staff as well. And I don't know how long this is going to run. I imagine at least all summer. At least all summer, depending on where you're located. But if you're in a big city, it's going to go on for quite a while. Now, local game stores are not only just taking a hit from that side of the game, but also with looting and the rioters and people breaking windows and smashing things and taking product. I mean, Wizards of the Coast. I mean, and then they went and sided with the protesters. And the peaceful protesting is good, and I side with all the peaceful protesters as well. But once things turn into looting and people stealing things, it's rough. It puts a bad name on the whole movement, and it's a movement that a lot of people are for as well. And it's such a shame to see that. But local game stores, I don't know how they're going to survive, most of them at the end of the summer, unless they're really financially secure and they have full support from Wizards of the Coast, which it doesn't really look like it's happening right now. They're pumping out more and more secret layers, and that bypasses local game stores. And I really think what's going to happen in the future, I know this is very speculative, this may even be conspiratorial, if I may say so myself, but I think in the future what's going to actually happen is we're going to see lots of secret layers, products, very casual type of commander products. That's why commander's being pushed as well, I think, so much. But that's what you're going to be seeing, and that's going to mostly what they're going to use to facilitate the demand for Paper Magic. Apart from that, it's going to be mostly digital, mostly MTG Arena, and that's going to be the way moving forward. Look at the events that they've been canceling, obviously due to the virus, but now, civil unrest is a pretty big reason to cancel a lot of these tournaments and events as well. So right now, it is not looking good for Paper Magic. It's not looking good for the Paper Magic economy. I mean, think about how many people are investing in cards. Sometimes you're waiting to trade, flip cards, sell cards. If a lot of people aren't playing the game, that's the highest demand for cards. I mean, there is a collectible quality to it as well. There's definitely a collectible component, and that's one of the reasons why I collect cards as well. But I love to play the game face to face, not online. I don't like MTG Arena. I don't like MTGO. I'm just not a fan of it. I'd rather play face to face with the person in front of me, have real human interactions. That's kind of the way I've always wanted to play cards. It's always the way I played board games. So there's a missing component here, and I don't know how much longer Paper Magic is going to be able to facilitate it. And when I mean Paper Magic, I'm not talking about reserve lists. I'm not talking about beta, alpha cards. Those cards are highly collectible. They'll always continue to gain value. But I'm talking about modern cards, pioneer cards, hell, even some standard cards as well. Those cards are going to be affected long term if this lockdown persists and if the civil unrest in America persists as well. So what are you guys' thoughts? Is this a good time to maybe invest now because of this, or do you think that the long-term futures for Paper Magic are scary, to say the least? Anyways, this is Matt Caster Mage. back with another video, and I'll see you in the next one.